It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
That's right, it's here, the official start of the new NBA season. I'm Ernie Johnson, excited to be here once again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith for another go-around. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Boston Celtics as they go up against the Philadelphia 76ers. For Philadelphia, they are hungry for a win here. Last season, they got swept by this team. 4 straight losses, something they haven't forgotten. And here we are, opening night of the new NBA season. Every club at this point can be optimistic. Some teams just looking to make the playoffs, others with much higher aspirations, Kenny.
Yeah, well, some people would say that you can start with a clean slate. But then certain people are saying we're building off of last year. So this is a continuation. But what
This is it, opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. This Boston crowd ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Celtics. And they're starting off the season playing the 76ers here. Last season they won all 4 games, showing complete dominance.
And in their season series against this squad last year, very lopsided in their favor.
Yeah, they swept them and basically told them in how they played, you're not on our level yet. And they look to continue that dominance tonight.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Prodigy is out there with Saric. Then there's J.J. Redick. Then there's Embiid. And it's the Wizard in at the point. Horford, no luck. Philadelphia with the ball. Morris with the block. The Celtics working the ball around now. Brown wide open. He fires. Sinks the three-pointer. Brown's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
You know, there are those who wonder if Gordon Hayward can lead a team to the promised land. However, as just a sophomore, he led a non-powerhouse college to a championship game. So, in fact, they were just one basket away from winning it all.
The 76ers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Dishes it to Redick. Inside, and Embiid throws it down.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Going back to Hayward, he took that buzzer-beating half-court shot, cost that would have won his school the championship. You actually called that game, and it did hit the backboard and rim, but unfortunately did not go in.
Well, Hayward's the kind of guy who's willing to put his team on his back and try to carry him. He's willing to take that responsibility on. Whether he can deliver at the highest level, time will tell.
Now, here's Thomas. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Well, so far for Coach Brad Stevens, the Celtics have had nothing but praise for their outstanding young coach. No surprise for those of us who know Brad. The team is really moving ahead in the rebuilding process, and he gets a lot of the credit for that.
And part of the reason why the Celtics are ahead of schedule in their rebuild is because of Coach Brad Stevens. He has everyone on the same page.
You know what? You talk around the league about Coach Stevens, and other coaches are just astounded by his work ethic. People around the league think he's already a top coach. He could be one of the greats by the time he's done if he stays at the professional level.
Philadelphia with the ball, following the miss by Marcus Morris.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
And, guys, it was a terrific understanding between teammates that made that possible. They really did read each other well there.
And stolen by Reddick. Here's the Wizard. He's guarded by Thomas. And Simmons kicks to Sarge. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
Here's Simmons, covered by Morris. Shots good by Sarge.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Now here's Thomas. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, let's take a look at where Philadelphia ended up rank-wise in the league last year. First in steals, 4th in blocks. And they were one of the top 10 teams in the league at scoring points off turnovers. I'd call them a very opportunistic team.
And I really feel like they fed off their pressure defense. You mentioned all the steals. That got them out in the open court and created easy opportunities offensively.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. G's checked in for Horford. Crowder comes in for Morris. T's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Brown. Now, here's Thomas. Tight defense on him. T, the pass to G. That's good. G's got his first bucket of the night.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never-give-up attitude.
Now let's send it over to Doris Burke, who's able to talk with Brett Brown.
Guys, he anticipates they'll be able to take advantage of the perimeter defense they're facing today and convert a lot of easy chances and uncontested looks from the outside. We'll see if they can knock them down, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
I definitely can appreciate their approach with the 3-ball.
Here's Shorty for 3. Covington. Good.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
For 3.
.125 left to play in the first quarter. Smart dishes to Crowder. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Crowder's got his first 2 points. The 76ers leading. And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here. Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really liked. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
And for Smart, though, he still has a lot of work to do on his ball handling and passing. His shooting, I think, exceeded some people's expectations. 37% from the field last year was subpar, but his 34% accuracy from 3 was solid. He finally started going straight up on his jumper instead of leaning in, and his release looked money.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Mickey's checked in for G. Jerebko comes in for Jay Crowder. Green, he's checked in for Smart. And it's Rozier in for Thomas. Shorty, the pass to Okafor. Fades. No luck. Now the Celtics take it the other way.
You know, you talk about Smart's lackluster field goal percentage. Once he gets more comfortable with his ball handling and adjust to the length in the NBA, I think he'll convert more at the basket. That'll also create more drive and dish chances for him as well.
Here's Shorty all alone. Mickey grabs the board.
And as far as jump shots go, that's what you have to continue to try and get.
I don't know how that one stayed out.
Kept alive. They kick it out to Green. Lets the three fly. No good.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Good.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it.
And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. Hey, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the 76ers?
They pounded the ball inside in the first half. Forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Taking a look at the 76ers, they've got prodigy. Wizard out there with J.J. Redick. Then there's Saric, and it's Embiid in at the 5 spot. To the right side. 76ers moving the ball around. That's good. Redick's got the lead up to 4 now for Philadelphia. Upside Thomas. Out left to the wing. Horford kicks to Thomas. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Here's Saric. The shot is off, and it's Boston the other way. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
A shot by Hayward, wide open. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Hayward's got himself on the board with 3 there. 76ers shooting an efficient 53% from the field. The Wizard passes to Saric. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible. Yeah, I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. The Celtics making a switch here. Smart's checked in. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Brown dishes to Smart. Brown kicks to Smart. The shot, no good. And Philadelphia the other way now. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. There's a good screen. Here's the Wizard. Softly drops in the floater. Now it's a 5-point 76ers lead.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys. Giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
Well, clearly the 76ers were the youngest team in the league last season, and with all the draft picks they've stockpiled, they'll be the youngest team for a while, it seems. But if the youth can grow and develop, they could also be a force in a few years, too.
And it's Brown missing. The 76ers leading by 5. And it's blocked by Brown. Smart passes to Morris. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Here's the Wizard. He kicks it to Redick. Just 5 on the clock. Pulls it up. And he hits the jump shot. Redick's got 6. To give you an idea of how young this 76er team is, at one point last season, Greg, Tim Duncan had more seasons played in the NBA than the entire active roster of the 76ers.
That's hard to fathom. I mean, we all know there's this youth movement going on in Philadelphia, but they still need some veterans in that locker room. Very hard for the young players to lead.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. G's checked in for Horford. Jay Crowder. Comes in for Morris, and T subbed in for Brown. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Okafor's checked in. Johnson comes in for Saric. Robert Covington's checked in for the Prodigy. And Nick Stauskas is subbed in for J.J. Redick. Shorty's checked in for the 76ers.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
That's good. The 76ers lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from T.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Here's Shorty. Here's Okafor. That's tipped. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. Look at that.
How's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, no hesitation at all taking that one to the basket. Beautifully done.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Covington kicks to Okafor. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. And watching Jay Crowder, he can really beast you up, you know, Greg, and take you out of your game. One of the most physical wings, I think, in the NBA.
And you know, not the most flexible athlete, but he makes up for that with that strength that you mentioned. It allows him to control the pace. I mean, he's a bumper and a grinder, and hitting a big three out of nowhere. So he's what we call a true gamer.
Here's Shorty. He's guarded by Thomas. Passes it to Stauskas. Johnson with it. Working on Jerebko. Johnson with a screen on Thomas. Puts it up. No good. Now the Celtics take it the other way. It's stolen by Stauskas. 44 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Okafor in the post. Good on the shot.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
The Celtics really seem to get better as last season wore on, too. GA finished the year looking very dangerous.
Kevin, with the Celtics, they were dynamite after the All-Star break. Had the second best record in the Eastern Conference post-All-Star. No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Okafor with the steal. To the middle. Here's Stauskas. And the lead now. Double digits on that bucket. Stauskas has got his second basket of the night.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark. I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Shorty. The shot no good. That'll do it for the first half. Philadelphia.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. They showed their superiority in the second quarter and got well out in front, taking a 9-point lead into the locker room at the half. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the 76ers?
Well, the shots were dropping for them. I mean, they was just dropping out of everywhere, dropping out the ceiling, dropping out the popcorn guy, man's hand, whatever. It didn't matter what the defense was. They found a way to get a good look almost every time. They just got to be patient, take as long as they need to keep finding those high percentage shots.
Kenny, how'd you think the Celtics were playing?
Well, they're facing a very hot team in the first half. I mean, guys are shooting.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We will see you later.
Here we go, Boston.
The second half just about to get going here.
Dancers, give it up.
Now Thomas. Horford is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. Then there's Brown. And it's Hayward in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
The Wizard passes to Embiid. Here's Saric, and that one's good. Saric has got 8 points.
That's really the area where they like all of their shots to come from.
Now here's Hayward. Not a lot of room. Thomas dishes to Hayward. And a miss there on the triple. The 76ers leading by 9. Simmons passes to the Wizard. Redick with the bucket. He's got 8.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Brown kicks to Hayward. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
Boston ball.
And let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that blocked the most shots in the NBA last year. 4th, the 76ers.
A big part of their defense really revolved around their ability to block shots at the rim. It's so valuable to have that kind of backline protection. Allows you to be aggressive on the perimeter.
Down to 5 on the shot clock.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Here's Thomas. The second chance effort. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and you're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
And with the 76ers, it's not just on the floor that they have stifled the progress. That they've taken 2 top picks knowing they would sit out a full year just to rehab injuries.
You know, one thing few people talk about with the Sixers, this plan of building through the draft and with young players, what if it actually works to their benefit? Then it would become a copycat strategy because we know in the NBA, it's a herd mentality if something works.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, over that break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through Saric. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. He also said that their work on the offensive glass is going to be critical. He believes second chance points will go a long way toward deciding this game. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Here's Embiid. Misfires after coming off the pick.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Here's Redick. Another miss by Philadelphia. Celtics trail by 7. The feed now to Horford. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
Thomas inside. He's got 6. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Well, you can see a change in the play with the Celtics after the trade deadline last year. Adding Isaiah Thomas gave them some pop off the bench and really created some balance for them offensively.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. G's checked in for Horford. Crowder comes in for Marcus Morris. T's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Brown. Pass to Embiid. Shot left block. And again, it's Philadelphia. And that was something the Celtics needed, adding Thomas, a player that could come in and provide Clark instant offense for them off the bench.
And, Kevin, I think that was a turning point for them last year. I mean, they saw that they had a chance to make a big leap forward after the trade and responded accordingly.
It's deflected. They retain possession. Here's Redick. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. And now a 12-point Philadelphia lead. Thomas gets to Smart. Back to Thomas. Now here's Smart, covered by Redick. 5 to shoot. Smart dishes to G. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Simmons passes to Redick. He feeds it to Covington. Soft touch off the glass. Covington's got 9.
Sound offensively, really no other way to put it here in the second half.
There's really no comparison between the teams in terms of the way they've both shot the ball since the break.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
Boston making some changes. Al Horford's checked in for G. Marcus Morris comes in for Jay Crowder. And it's Brown in for Marcus Smart. Philadelphia also making some changes. Okafor's checked in, and it's Johnson in for the Prodigy. Got a hand on it. Here's Covington. He's covered by Brown. Took him no time at all on that one. He's got 11. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
And, guys, I think you've got to give them credit for the number of steals they've taken away. I mean, a lot of effort on the defense from them tonight.
And the call will be against Al Horford. That is his first foul of the game. So it's Philadelphia now. There's the dish to Okafor. Shot clock at 6. And that one's good.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the Cleveland Cavaliers as they go up against the Boston Celtics in Boston. Looking at Boston, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball. Looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. And with a few moments here, we've seen a lot of coaching turnover. When you played, Shaq, what did you like in a coach, and what set the good ones apart?
Well, my coach had to be a triple OC. He had to be over calm.
Now let's get it all in perspective for all y'all enjoying the song.
Thanks for joining us live for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on Boston. Now, fully back from the injury, Al Horford is back into the mix. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Cleveland, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Bogut in at the 5, roaming the paint. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Outside Irving. 5 on the clock. And it's sent back by Horford. T the pass to Brown. That's good. Brown's got the first points of the night for the Celtics.
Yes, sir.
You know, one of the things, guys, that impressed me about the Celtics was the number of assists they had. I mean, they really focused on moving the ball. And when you do that and you have shot makers, the assists pile up.
Now, here is Irving. In the game against Orlando, very impressive. LeBron outside. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. How much more is there to say about LeBron James, Clark? Incredible consistency, unbelievable athleticism. He just is a marvel in every way the longer he plays.
Kevin, when you look at his career averages, I mean, just off the charts, and he has the same unbelievable year every year. Consistency, phenomenal. Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Now let's send it down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with head coach Tyronn Lue.
He talked about the impact that Al Horford can have on a game and how they'll have their work cut out for them dealing with him. He said Horford's just a complete ball player. He does all the things you want from a big man. He can shoot, handle, and pass. He's always a tough matchup, but it starts with matching his energy level. Kevin will see if they have what it takes.
Thank you, Doris. Morris dishes to Thomas. Good. Thomas got his first points of the night.
And talking about LeBron's consistency, it's not just a physical effort. It's also a mental one. I mean, you know you're targeted by the defense all game. That'll wear down even the best players. How is it that LeBron's armor just never seems to be penetrated?
Celtics making a switch here. Smart's checked in. Smith kicks to Irving. He feeds it to James. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. James has got 6.
You know, on the topic of LeBron, one of the few areas where he could improve consistency in is from the three-point line. 3 years ago, he hit over 40% from downtown. 2 years ago, 38. Then last year, down to 35.
It's blocked. Smart with the ball. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
Yeah, but Kevin, a lot of those points came at the line. I mean, he was aggressive to attack the D, not settling, and really did a good job of cashing in on those free throws.
And Morris throws it down.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home.
I tell you what, he's lucky on that one that he got away with maybe not picking up a tee.
Now here's James. A 17-point game for him in the win against the Magic in Orlando.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
For Boston, they've gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Brown against Smith. Brown the pass to Horford. The screen from Brown. Now here's Smart. Guarded close. Cannot hit. Some solid defense there from Irving. Feeds to James. Dishes it to Love. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. Love's got his first basket.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs. Swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Mickey's checked in for Horford. Jay Crowder comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Green in for T. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Thompson, he's checked in for Bogut. Korver comes in for Kevin Love. Mon Shumpert's checked in for Smith. And it's Williams in for Kyrie Irving.
No denying it, injuries were a big part of the storyline in the Cavs postseason. Fortunately, LeBron James was otherworldly after the first round. Took care of the Bulls, then went on to sweep the Hawks to get back to the finals.
Jerebko's checked in for the Celtics. Now here's Green. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Jerebko in the post. He's covered by Thompson.
And a moment here now to see the numbers for LeBron James. Just an incredible month of basketball. 4th in scoring. In assists, and with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers, always up to the challenge.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Clutch, he's checked in for Mickey, and it's Isaiah Thomas in for Smart. 1:41 left to play in the first. Williams kicks to James. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. 8 points for LeBron.
And for the Cavs last season, their toughest test would be in the finals against the Warriors. Like every other team, they just couldn't handle the Warriors for a full series. A great run to the finals, and surely they'll want to return there this season. And guys, Gerald Green looked to be out of the NBA at one point in his career, but since coming back from Russia, he has completely reinvented himself as a player. They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency, 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Here's Crowder. Tristan Thompson picking up that last bucket. Back to Green. To the wing on the left. The 3. And again, Boston with the triple. And for Gerald Green, and him reinventing himself, really was just known as a dunker before heading overseas.
You know, Kevin, he came back with a better shot and a better understanding of how to win as a player. Strange to think that there was a time that he couldn't find a way onto an NBA roster.
Shumpert gets a wide open look. No good on the 3. Boston's gone 2 of 2 from 3-point range here in the first quarter. Thomas against Williams. And Thomas, here we go. No good. Good D by LeBron.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Boston on top. They lead by a bucket. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And, of course, as we've always seen with LeBron James, it's not just about the numbers, but his tremendous, tremendous leadership.
I put all the pressure on me to be better and come through for my teammates. This is the position I put myself in. It's the position I put our team in, and as the leader and the guy that goes out there and make things happen, that's the way it's going to be.
Well, that there is straight talk from a man who does not pretend. LeBron James with a textbook example how to take responsibility and lead.
And, Kevin, that's why he is the king. He doesn't say, hey, I'm just one of the 5 guys. No, he knows who he is and what he has to do. Bottom line, he's the man. Climb on my shoulders, and I'm going to take you to the promised land.
That's his second personal foul.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp. Not much stagnation at all on offense.
On the floor for Cleveland getting going here in the second. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. Amon Shumpert is out there with Kevin Love. And it's Thompson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
Boston trailing. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Horford dishes to Morris. Irving against Thomas. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Here's a chance now to see the league leader. And three-point field goal percentage. Second, Kevin Love.
What a percentage that is for him from three-point range this season. His deep touch is about as good as you're going to see.
And that one's good. Love's got his second basket of the night.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Crowder with it. He's against Smith. To end the run. Pass to Smart. He tries for 3. Can't get it to go. And Cleveland the other way now. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And most impressive when you do it on the road like that. They just kept coming at them wave after wave, and they really kept the crowd on mute in that one.
So it's the Celtics now. Andrew Bogut unable to get his shot to go. The pass to Clutch. Boston again missing.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. T, the pass to Clutch. Passes it to Smart. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Here's Mickey. Boston again missing.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Shumpert's got 5.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. This their first chance this season playing the Cavaliers.
And here we go. The first in what will be a 3-game season series between the two teams.
Yeah, no splits here, partner. One team will have bragging rights, and a win tonight is the first step.
Both teams will make substitutions.
And guys, we've seen teams hire college coaches with no NBA experience before. Has it always worked out? But for Boston, they have to be very pleased with Brad Stevens.
T covered by Smith. And he gets it to go.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
Now here's Williams. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. From about 16, Morris with the rebound. And Brad Stevens now in his 3rd year coaching the Celtics. Greg, I know you admire him from afar. Good fit for the franchise. Good fit, Clark, for a young team.
Agree with you completely on all of that. He stresses team unity and selflessness and sets the example and tone with his demeanor. That's exactly why you don't leave your feet until the shooter elevates. He went for that pump fake, hook, line, and sinker.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, Jay. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
Nice shot by Smith.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
And it's not often that one of your enforcers is also one of your best three-point shooters. But such is the case with J.R. Smith. Everywhere he's gone, he's played both roles. Sometimes to the team's benefit, but others to its detriment.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Greg, on the topic of Smith, you never know what his personality is going to bring to the game, or Clark, even the moment.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Moment to moment, it's an adventure. When the good JR is rolling, he's knocking down threes, playing solid D, creating havoc for the opponent. Bad JR is taking and missing wild shots, going to sleep on defense, and causing problems for his own team.
Yeah. Here's Green. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Cleveland with the ball. They're on a 14-4 run. Nice shot by James.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Williams kicks to Corver. Thompson dishes to Williams. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And now it's a 12-point Cavalier lead. The feed to Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. Here's Mickey. He's covered by Thompson. Shots good by Mickey.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Now here's James. 10 points for him.
I like the move to go 2 for 1 here.
So do I, Greg. I mean, I agree with you. They need to get a quick look and then try to get another possession after that.
Thomas down low. Guarded by Corver. It's stolen by Corver. And now here comes Williams leading the break. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
You know, he's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
From deep, Green can't get it to go. Corver with the defensive effort. James kicks to Thompson. The drive by James. Second chance shot. And we've reached.
the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Boston Celtics as they go up against the Detroit Pistons. And guys, for the Pistons, their first time playing these guys this season. A year ago, going 1-2. They'd like to improve on that this go-around. And one of the guys we'll be seeing tonight is Al Horford. He's not a flashy guy by any means. Has never gotten all that much national media love. But, Shaq, wouldn't you say he is as solid a post player as you'll find?
You know what? He doesn't do anything with flash and doesn't have the big contract, but he plays like it. I just want to say muchas gracias, papi. He's from Dominican Republic.
Oh, muy bien. Well, he does everything you want a post player to do. I mean, honestly, he passes the basketball. He can handle it off a rebound. He moves it, post moves. He does have to. He's improved his outside shot, but the
We are live from the Palace of Auburn Hills for this Eastern Conference battle featuring the Pistons here in Detroit. Celtics made a special trip here for one game, back in Boston for the next one. This is an important game for them because they've really been struggling. Just one win in their last 5 games.
And you know, for the Celtics, they haven't let down their fan base in terms of where they are early in the season. They've notched some huge wins and just kind of edged themselves up the standing.
Greg, I would not call them elite yet, but there's no doubt they can hang with any team in the league when they're on top of their game.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. They've got Horford. Brown out there with Thomas. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's T in at the small forward. Here's Rondo. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Rondo's got the first points up on the board for Detroit.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measured 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan, and he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
Shot clock at 6. Brown against Johnson. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Rondo against Thomas. Pass to Lure. Drummond the screen. And Lure kicks to Rondo. Clock at 6. A floater, and it's good on the layup. And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the floor, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletically.
You talked about the raw physical tools. Then you factor in the 2 things as a big that I really value: great hands and quick feet. And he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him, you can't go around him, and you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Stan Van Gundy.
He talked a little bit about their defensive mindset, saying essentially that they're willing to sacrifice a little bit of space on the interior if it allows them to stay tight on their outside shooters. He said, listen, it's no secret they like to attack you from long range. That's what we're looking to stop tonight.
Doris, thank you. Obviously, Clark, the three ball is a big concern for any defense.
Well, yeah, it is, Kevin, but the upside is you're not getting broken down in the lane and you're not giving them free throws, but you still have to challenge those shots.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Morris inside. Lures there. Brown the pass to T. 6 on the shot clock. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. And let's look at some league leaders. Big defense being played by these small forwards. They're leading their position in blocks over the last month. You look at T, an intimidating defender, 3rd in the league.
Just superb in terms of their athletic defending ability. I mean, all of them. They never give up on a play and do everything they can to challenge each and every shot.
Well, you think the energy they expend defensively would take away from their offense, but that's not the case. For most of them, a block leads to an easy basket or fuels their offense.
Last season, the Celtics had a solid 19-22 road record, Clark. Not the 500 mark most teams want, but a very good effort from a young team, and no one really expected that.
Yeah, and you think about this team that's still growing and has a lot of youth. I mean, that kind of road record, very impressive. Their fans should be feeling pretty good about what the future holds with this group.
Now here's Rondo. He has 5. Johnson goes in. That's good.
They worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
Here's Clutch. 9-point game. Here's Thomas. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
It took them a while, but finally they take the lid off.
You know, sometimes all it takes is one to get a team going. And we'll see if that's the case here.
Now here's Bradley. 20 points for him last game against the Clippers. And it's blocked. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. To the inside. And Lure gets it to go.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Outside Bradley. And Andre.